Okay, it's time for another no-nonsense beer review. I'm going to get the beer into the glass and we're going to talk about it. This is what happens to be my most local brewery here in Ireland. This is the Slieve Bloom Brewing Company, and this is their first canned beer. What is it? Berry IPA up next. Hey, welcome back to Views on Brews. I am Brendan and this is Berry IPA from Slieve Bloom Brewing Company. And I have got my fingers crossed because this is a local brewery and I really hope they've done a decent job of this. First thoughts I would say before I even try the beer is that we live in quite a rural area, so I'm interested to know how they came about the idea of making a berry IPA as one of their core range beginning beers. So that's intriguing. The beer is called Rising Moon Berry IPA. So in the summer of 1798, the United Irishmen stood up to a sectarian political system. That's pretty heavy. To fight for an Irish Republic, fair play, based on the principles of liberty, equality and fraternity. Brilliant. Kinnity blacksmiths, John Daly, Kinnity's just down the road from me by the way, Jimmy Scully and Tom Curley, and I know a Curley, probably related somehow, risked their lives to forge pikes and other weapons for the rebels under the nose of the High Sheriff, Thomas Bernard of Kinnity Castle. When captured, the men were tied and flogged from horseback, protecting power and privilege through blood and punishment. Oh, that sounds pretty brutal. It is all part of the history of the local area, Kinnity Castle, which is down the road, and then you've got the Slieve Bloom Brewing Company, which is in the Slieve Bloom bar, I believe. It's at the back of it. They're using the repurposed brew kit from another brewery which closed down. All of our Slieve Bloom Brewing Company beers remember their bravery and the seeds of rebellion shown by all who stood for 1798. Well, that's got to be worth raising a glass to. You know, I'm a proud Englishman, but the shite that the Irish had to put up with from the English, it deserves actually remembering on a can like that. It's actually a bit more, a bit better of a story than some of the beer can stories that you get on the back of them. Okay, so that's the story. So they've gone with a berry IPA. The ingredients on here, so they've gone with a blueberry IPA, which actually is slightly different to a berry IPA. So it's barley, wheat, hops, blueberries, yeast. As you can see, in this glass, they have gone for clarity. They're not going for the hashtag murky or hazy. They've probably thought about their audience a little bit there and dropped the beer clear. There's blueberries in here, there's wheat in here, and yet they've still managed to find the beer to brilliant clarity. We've got like kind of like an antique gold verging into the beginnings of amber color. Very brilliant shining gold color in the glass. There was a decent head on it while I was waffling on, and the head comes right back. Absolutely fantastic. Can't fault that one bit. A faint perfume of blueberries, which is what you do get out of anything with blueberries in it. If you think about when you've eaten a blueberry, you're more eating it for the texture and the goodness it gives you rather than all of the flavour that comes with it. You get a lot of flavour from strawberry, a lot of flavour from raspberry, but you don't get much flavour from blueberry. But what you do get is perfume, and if you add enough blueberries into something, you get a huge amount of that perfume. So I'm getting malt character in here, and I'm getting the faintest bit of blueberry on the nose, but I'm definitely getting a lot of malt character. So there is some kind of crystal malts or something going on in here. I do get quite a lot of different characteristics from the hops in here. So that, you know, you're getting a bit of pine, you're getting a bit of floral, you're getting a little bit of citrus, you're getting a little bit of fruity tropical going on. I wouldn't be surprised to find out that there's mosaic in here. I've no idea what this company has put in here hop wise, but it is kind of subdued. It's kind of like tamed down a little bit. Anyway, I kind of like the nose on it, I will say that, and I like the look of it for sure. So I'm getting a whole lot of beer and hardly any berries at all. Where I did get a faint berry character on the nose, it's kind of like dissipated in the flavour. Okay, so I'm definitely getting a little bit of that pine that has a resinous finish to it. So there's probably more than one hop in here now I'm thinking about it. It starts off piney and bright and green, and then it sort of continues to get a little bit more resinous, a little bit more oily. I'll pour a bit more out. I think I like this beer. I kind of like feel that this is more along the lines of a gateway beer to try and, you know, they're living in quite a rural area. The audience for the beer is going to be one that you're going to have to coax into trying the beer. So I think this is tailor-made really. However, you know, having blueberries in a beer for a tailor-made audience that you're trying to get to change from other beers, that's an interesting idea. I really like the nose of this. I like the look of it. I love the crystal clarity. And I think I'd probably sink a few pints of this. But for the audience that this is for, I think it's kind of the right level of expressiveness in the beer. You can't always just come out the gates 100 miles an hour, because if you do, you know, you can end up frightening away potential customers. The bitterness is very, very nice in the beer. Blueberries, there's no blueberries in the taste at all. There's just absolutely no blueberries at all. And now I'm finding, because my nose has gotten used to the idea of blueberries, now I'm finding I can't even get the aroma of it. So I'm just going to cup it and force some of that aroma up with some short sniffs and make sure I can get it. It's very, very faint, and almost like if you didn't tell me there were blueberries in this beer, I wouldn't know there were blueberries in it at all. I'm going to pour just another little bit because I've killed a lot of the carbonation with me spinning it around like a lunatic. The faintest bit of perfume again from blueberries, but you could easily miss that. So I don't know if they even need to call this a berry IPA. Just call it an IPA. And be done with the berries. Like maybe the berries are local and it's part of something that people expect because maybe they grow blueberries around there. I don't know. It's an interesting beer. It's a very beginner style craft beer into the sort of gateway section of craft beer. Totally fine. I'd enjoy this, pints of this, happily drink that. What I would really love to see them do is decrease a little bit of the bitter in hops and increase a little bit of the flavour in hops. You know, maybe citra hops just at the end, or a little bit of dry hopping with citra hops, or just at flame out would really make this beer pop. But love the bitterness, love the clarity, love the head retention. Blueberries, schmooberries, noberries. None at all really. So best of luck to them, and I'll be popping in to see them because they're my local brewery now, which is absolutely fantastic. And I hope to see a few more of their cans on the shelves soon. That's going to do it for me. That's my view on this brew, Rising Moon Berry IPA. If you see it around, definitely check it out. This is a perfectly drinkable beer. And that's it. It's gonna be on to the next one. Cheers, sláinte, and bye-bye. As is sometimes the way when you try a beer, it grows on you over the course of time. So I do my videos in 10 to 15 minutes, but coming back into the main house now and getting the dinner ready, I'm slowly sipping on this beer and I'm warming to it. I kind of like it. I don't think it's a blueberry IPA, but I do think it's a nice IPA. Like the resinous character, like that resiny, piney sort of thing going on, that bit of oiliness going on, with just like a twinge of tropical fruit going on in there somehow to prop it up. Anyway, cheers, nice effort.